Welcome to NEK-TV Rocks, and my guest today is Amy Gillespie, and you're also known as the Witch's Brew.
Yes.
What is the Witch's Brew?
So the Witch's Brew is basically my therapy, per se, I guess.
Cool.
I work with polymer clay and crystals and other assorted materials, as you know, making necklaces, earrings, decorations, and then whatever, you know. The Witch's Brew name came from, you never know what I'm going to brew up next because it's always changing. I have ADHD, which nothing's ever going to stay the same. It's always going to be bouncing from different things. So
A couple of years ago, you were making little critters and rocks and hiding them in places. It was great because people were loving walking along the bike path and discovering these little creatures. It was so great.
Yeah, we did that for, I think it was like a year and a half. It was really like what I poured everything into.
Yeah.
Mental health has always been kind of a struggle, and that was something that got my family out and going, kept me busy, gave me, you know, a focus. And then as my physical health kind of got a little bit wonky, it was harder for me to get out and walk.
Sure.
And then I kind of got into the Witch's Brew, where I was doing it, you know, as a hobby, then to the farmers markets and stuff like that. So it kind of shifted. Once in a while, I do still put some stuff out. But
so was the farmers market the first craft vending that you seriously
so I did craft fairs the year before, here and there, which is out of my comfort zone. And then, like I've mentioned to you before, craft fairs are kind of hit or miss because my stuff's pretty unique. So the farmers market it was awesome. It was pretty consistent. Met a lot of really nice people.
Yeah.
So that was definitely out of my comfort zone too. So it's awesome. I can't wait for it to come back again next year.
Yeah, your work is really interesting. And if anybody's curious watching this, you're wearing some of it, and I just happen to be modeling one of these gorgeous pieces, which I got my hot little hands on this morning. I always hope when people come and do these shows and they bring it's show and tell, I always hope they're going to leave stuff behind before they leave. It never happens.
Yes.
But, you know. So I'm modeling this. I think it's gorgeous. And your work is different. It's really original.
Yes. So I don't use any paints or molds. It's all clay, hand sculpted, and then there's crystals obviously in the middle. And I really like to go with like the goddess type energy.
Yeah.
And then I use a lot of like labradorite's my favorite one, which is here. It has a nice little shine. And they just all have different properties. So people can look for something, you know, if they need a little extra joy or like protection or stuff like that. They all have different little tags that come with them to give a little bit more information.
Really cool. And you talk about craft fairs and the farmers market being out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
But from what I see, you've gone from ground zero to the top because you're putting on a great big event in Newport.
Yes. So December 9th, I'm hosting at the Municipal Building a psychic and holistic fair, which hopefully by the end of all the planning, there'll be about 30 vendors or service providers. I don't know if this doesn't sound like the right thing. That will be offering Reiki, massage, intuitive card readings, mediumship readings. I think someone's coming to do tuning forks, and then hopefully a couple free demonstrations for like sound healing, maybe yoga, and then lots of different craft vendors ranging from macrame, crochet, different jewelry, which wire wrapping. My friend Amber, Amber from the farmers market, her stuff's phenomenal.
Her work is lovely.
Yes. And then, so basically, like you had said, craft fairs can kind of be a hit or miss. So I wanted to create a space where I knew the kind of people my target audience would be. And it's kind of a win-win. I've been doing a digital marketing course online. The state of Vermont was offering 2 free courses, actually, and digital marketing was something I wanted to tap into. And I'm actually doing my capstone, which is a big project, on this event and giveaways. So everything that I'm doing in the course is lining up perfectly with what I'm doing here. And my goal was to increase awareness and visibility for my brand.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that so much by having this event. It's through my page, so I've gotten like so many new followers, and it's working out really well.
It does make me laugh. I mean, I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And the craft fair is beyond my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Let me go to the top.
It's been interesting. I've paced myself, because at first I was like gung ho, like I was all, right into it, and then I was like, okay, I'm getting a little burnt out. It's a lot. So then I kind of slow down. But then the anxiety piece is like, well, I need to know if they're coming, because if not, then I need to find somebody who's going to fill that spot.
Right.
I've been kind of selective. I don't want too much of the same thing.
Right.
I want there to be a good variety. So I have kind of had to say no to some people, unfortunately. But I want it to be, Mead Hill Designs, the potter, I think.
It's lovely.
Yeah, she's hopefully going to be there. Lots of amazing craft vendors and unique stuff. Some people are even going to probably come from Burlington. And then the cool thing is after the fair's done, like it goes 10 to 4, psychic, medium, and author Josh Simmons out of New Hampshire is actually coming and putting on a ticketed gallery event.
Wow.
And he is amazing. I won a giveaway for a one-on-one session with him. And then I also went to a gallery event last summer. And it's just such an experience, even if you don't get a reading, like the energy and then everything that comes out is just, it's amazing. So
who are you targeting with this, to use the marketing lingo?
So I kind of generalized women between the ages of 18 and 65, I think is where I was going. It's pretty broad.
I'm over the cutoff?
No, it's just, it's just kind of the Facebook, when you're doing a Facebook targeting, it only goes up to a certain point, believe it or not.
That's weird.
That's
insulting.
So, open-minded into different aspects of spirituality and different healing modalities. I think we threw in there like into plants, crystals, astrology, like all those different things. But the open-minded piece is big too, because I know there's a lot of people who be like, hey, this seems fun, let's go to that. And I was kind of, even on the event page, I was like trying to list different lunch and dinner options to kind of make it a whole day event if people wanted to travel.
Oh, that's nice.
Even a few Airbnbs I posted on there, and then the hotel information, just so that people can come from different parts of the state or states, or maybe Canada, who knows. But
well, it's not far from Canada to hop the border.
Yeah.
But this is a really big deal event.
Yep. We do have quite the fee for liability insurance, but thankfully we've had a few sponsors that have helped smooth that stressor a little bit. I didn't know right up front that was something we needed to do. So finding that out, which was early, thankfully, within the first week or so of planning, was a little bit worrisome, but we figured it out and we should be good to go.
So this starts at what time in the day?
10 a.m.
10?
Yep.
And it goes through till about 4?
Till 4, yep.
That's great.
And then
because this is also the holiday shopping season.
Yep.
And if people want unique gifts,
this is where definitely to go. There's going to be a good variety for sure.
So you're probably going to get a really mixed crowd, which again is wonderful.
Yeah. We have, for interest on the Facebook event, without advertising, it's already like 500 and something people interested in it. So, which is good. And then I've been trying to go through the different media, options.
Right.
To try to get some more things figured out.
Clearly, you're really resourceful and you know how to pull pieces together.
Yeah.
This is not your first rodeo in whatever form.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work, and you've got 3 kids.
Yes.
And a partner.
Yes.
And a cat. 2 cats.
I don't work. This kind of is my thing. So I have a lot of time and energy. And just because I've had experience at different craft fairs, some are total, not much happens, but you got to look at the advertising piece too. And that's where, thankfully, I have a business degree from Johnson State, which I've never used.
Well, you are using
so
it
now. Yeah, and then the digital marketing course is really, really helpful as well. So,
for the benefit of other people, how do you even find out about that, like a digital marketing? I mean, how does somebody know
on Facebook? There was an ad on Facebook. I think it's called Up School or something.
Huh.
And Yeah, 2 free courses. I'm not sure what the next one will be. It's definitely been an interesting thing to get used to doing coursework again.
Right.
But I had classes every Wednesday night, and then the rest of it's kind of learning on my own, which is kind of hard with the ADHD piece. I need that accountability, really, to get it. But
I guess if you have a class once a week, there's your accountability.
Yeah.
Because you'd feel really bad if you hadn't done your homework.
Yeah, and they're pretty flexible.
Yeah.
But it's been good because it gives me different tools and things to learn about. Some of the things are way over my head that I have like no interest in whatsoever. But then, the social media stuff is really what was really interested in.
Right. And are you advertising and marketing yourself on other forms of social media besides Facebook?
So I do, Facebook is like my main, and then I do have like an Instagram and a TikTok. But Facebook is where I'm usually consistently posting.
Yeah.
Since the farmer's market has been done, my body's just been so burnt out, and like I haven't wanted to create. I've forced myself to make 2 necklaces since the farmer market's been done, which is like not, before I was posting a couple things a day.
Right.
So my brain and body are kind of just like...
We were also doing a ton of making of stuff for Halloween.
Yeah. Lots of different earrings and stuff
they were
like
great.
That. They were unique for sure. Excuse me.
And they were affordable, which is also important.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of my stuff, I try to keep it, especially in our area, like looking online, people charge a lot more for some of like pendants and stuff that I make.
Yeah.
But it's good. I want to sell stuff. I like seeing my art. I call it an art gallery when people come, even if they don't buy anything. It's still nice.
It is an art gallery.
I like it to be affordable, and it's just nice to get it out there. For sure.
So have you started teaching yet?
No, I haven't. I don't know if I kind of just go with it. I don't really know if I have techniques or like, you know what I mean? I kind of just go with what I'm drawn to, and there have been a lot of kids that come by and are really interested in it.
That's what I was thinking of.
I originally got into doing the polymer clay with a kit that I had gotten for my kids at Christmas time.
That they didn't want and you did.
And Poppy kind of dabbles here and there, but I'm pretty sure she has ADHD too. So we had gotten it for the kids for Christmas, and they did a little bit with it, but then I realized that I really enjoyed it. It was really therapeutic. It allowed me to like hyper focus and just kind of like do my own thing. And first it was just like the play quality.
Yeah.
And then over time I upped it to like the jewelry quality, which is more durable and lasting. But Poppy's still here now and then. She likes to make some stuff. Luke likes to play with it a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
If anybody had asked you a year ago, would you have foreseen this?
No. Before I did polymer clay, this is the ADHD thing, I had tried like 10 different hobbies all within 2 months until I finally found the clay. So I tried candles, wire wrapping. At one point I was doing like wool things, just a lot of different things. And then finally this kind of stuck, and I still incorporate, like I use the wool for some of like the car charms.
Yeah.
So everything I've done kind of has made its way into what I'm doing now. It's just finding.
It was just
finding
following that path to get there.
Yeah, and it's nice because it's something that I can kind of do consistently. Well, besides my little calm that I'm having now, but yeah.
That is actually really interesting how you manage your ADHD and use it as well to your advantage.
Yeah.
So you follow the path.
With the executive dysfunction, like the basic stuff at home is really difficult. But then I can hyper focus and have an event. You should see the spreadsheets. Like I have spreadsheets. Okay, Pam? So it's like my life is a mess, but I can organize an event really well. So it's just using it as it's a superpower when it wants to be, to hyper focus and do those things. The course is interesting that I'm taking because they want outlines and they want previews, and it's just like I do my best work at the end, right at the end when that pressure's on to get the stuff done. So I'm like sending it. I'm like, this is my, what I have, but I got a lot of work to do. But I'm like, the best work is usually done right when it's almost due. So
yeah, I mean, you're building on your strengths and you're turning what can be a detriment in some situations into an advantage.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
That actually is a teachable skill.
Yeah.
And it may not be the, quote, career path that you were thinking about with the Witch's Brew, but it's certainly something that would be really useful for others to learn.
Yeah.
And to know that working your way through 8 different options before you found something that you knew was right for you is the only way to go.
Yeah.
Because how else do you know unless you taste it?
It's just, I actually wanted to have like a business at one point, like, where people could come and try out hobbies, but not be like, have to buy all the billions of things to do the hobby. So people could come and just like, oh, try candle making for a day. Oh, if it's something they want, then they could go out and get their stuff, you know, and like just little things like that.
That actually would be great.
It would be. It'd be pretty
You need
cool.
a space to do that.
Exactly.
That's sort of what the Foundry does in Lyndonville
Really?
on a much bigger scale.
Yep.
So if people are interested in woodworking or jewelry making with copper, things like that.
Yeah, I think I did see that.
You can
you
go
posted.
there and try that. I've done a couple of their workshops.
That's
They
awesome.
were really fun.
Yeah.
I tried a welding one and learned that was absolutely not for me.
Yeah.
Terrifying. But the banging copper into making shapes was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was fun. And they have all the bells and whistles there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. That would
Nice.
be worth you checking out at some point.
I don't know if I'd be good with
Just to look at what they've got.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I love the idea of having a, quote, hobby shop.
Yeah. Even like just to try out like yoga or, you know, see what Reiki's about, like just
Yeah.
little snippets, because for a lot of neurodivergent people who are neurospiciness up in their brain, like you like to know what to expect before you do something. A lot of other normal people too. But, you know, the anxiety piece, you know, like it's just good to know what to expect before you have to jump all the way in. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And whether you're neurodivergent or not, it's a way to not invest a vast amount of money into something which is purely practical, and then learn the hard way that no, that really isn't something that I want as my career path.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And unless kids are really lucky with their school, they don't have the options that you're suggesting here.
Yeah.
I mean, art classes have their limitations because they have a curriculum.
Yeah. Yep, I didn't ever touch clay in high school or anything like that. I feel like having the diversity there would have been nice, because who knows? There's actually a girl from my high school who does polymer clay, but she does it on a whole different level, and she's making like thousands and thousands of dollars because she does like remembrance pieces with ashes and like, so it was neat to see, you know, to have found her on Facebook again and to see what she's doing, and like the possibility, like she was always artistic, but like the possibilities are just, it's crazy.
There are a couple of artists at NEK who work with polymer.
Yep.
And again, it's very different from your work, and they're different from each other. So it's sort of interesting. I love the colors that are offered that way, which is not something that you can obviously have with regular clay.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And I did end up reaching out because of my monarch, my butterfly earrings. Monarchs are very special to me. So I did buy a set of cutters that come with some silk screens, so you can like put the design on perfectly. Because if you're going to do butterflies, they have to be perfect. So that was my only thing I think that has paint on it is the butterfly wings. So I have kind of branched out to getting a few different shapes, you know, for that type of thing. I did order some Christmas tree shapes so that I could make a few Christmas tree pairs of earrings. Craft fairs are better, like, you know what I mean? Like that. I'm doing a couple regular craft fairs, so I wanted to have some options. I might have to make some more gnomes. People usually like the little gnomes that I used to make.
They're really cute.
They're just so tedious and like the same repetition over and over again, and I like to do different. But I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, I probably should make some Christmas tree gnomes just to have options for people who aren't into the other stuff. But
yeah, or stars or something. Yeah, I'm sure there's so many ways, and it just takes your imagination.
Yeah, for sure.
So how are people going to find out, going back to the event that you're doing? It's on December the 4th? 9th.
December 9th.
the 9th.
Yeah.
Municipal building.
Yeah.
And I presume with your marketing skills, there'll be a ton of publicity.
Yeah. So the event page, you can find that on Facebook. It's just, I think you just type in Psychic and Holistic Fair.
Yeah.
If not, you can go to the Witch's Brew, which is on Facebook, and it's hosted through my page. So you can find it on there too. And then I'm hoping to do, I'm still kind of researching where would be the best to get it out. Definitely doing posters, and I think we're going to hand paint some signs to save money on that, you know, that type of thing. We're going to do press releases to the papers. Hopefully maybe Christopher Roy might come and check things out and talk about it there. I kind of looked into radio, but just again, with that high liability insurance that we need to get, it's kind of taken away from the advertising piece. But like I said, there's already over 500 people interested on the Facebook event alone. Definitely going to do some more Facebook ads to push that number up too. But I wasn't planning for this to be like gigantic, the first one, you know what I mean? Because I want to know how many readers I'm going to need or how many massage people I'm going to need. So it's kind of like the baby right now. And I was pretty clear when I was like telling people that this is my first event that I'm planning. But the application was pretty lengthy because in my brain I'm like covering every single thing that I can think of, and I had other people look at it. So it's like, I think it's like 2.5 pages that they have.
Wow.
Usually it's like one, but I wanted to cover all bases.
Yeah. And then you have to look at the space and figure out how you're slotting people
I
in.
was up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I found dimensions of the municipal building, and I was trying to like measure out little lines of how many tables. It was a little bit silly
And
there.
particularly if you have people who are doing body work, they need a little quiet space around
Exactly.
them.
So I was trying to take that into consideration, and then some people wanted 2 tables. And I'm going to go in there soon so I can really like map it out and get a good idea. But it's pretty big space.
Yeah. Although for massages, I think about it, a lot of people who do chair massage do that on the city streets. So
And then, I don't know, I'm excited. James Groft from the Farmers Market might come. He might come and do some quiet music in the background.
He's good.
Yeah, and he's super nice too.
Yeah,
so.
he really is. We did a show with him probably 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really interesting, talented young man.
Kathy from the Farmers Market, we treat it like a concert. We would pull our chairs right up to the end when he was singing, and we'd be there. We offered to do backup singing.
And he rejected it?
Well, we didn't really say it to him. We may have just talked about it together. But Kathy's Art Hub, she's awesome with the resin stuff. We'll do a shout out. She can't make it, unfortunately, to the event.
That's too bad.
But her humor and everything just makes, you know, the Farmers Market group is so nice. Everybody's so nice there.
It's also really nice to know that the Farmers Market is able to expand beyond just May to October, because it's brutal to be outside beyond either of those.
I did get an email from Ira about the turkey trot.
And are you going to trot?
I don't know. Well, they're doing vendors.
I know.
It just seems so cold. November 18th, I think it is. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We were having a hard time. Poor Amber was there all dressed up in all these layers because she was cold. But never know. It's only for a few hours.
It was a fun event last year. And it's really great that the city's doing that.
Yeah, they're doing a lot more events. It's awesome.
They also had a big burner. So there was heat.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
You could move right up to it.
Yeah. Snuggle right in.
Yeah. No, I think that's really creative. So something you said a few minutes ago, the first annual. I heard annual.
Yeah.
So do you have a plan for where this is going?
I would love for it to keep happening. It's kind of limited. I know that they do some. I think I saw one in St. Jay. With similar type stuff, Hardwick, but I haven't really seen or heard anything up more so our way. I don't know if you have.
Nothing up our way.
And there's been a lot of good response to it so far.
Yeah.
So it's just, I hope people understand that it is the first, and it's my first event ever. But, you know, I think we have a really good group of people. A lot of the people I know personally, so it's not like I'm just talking to strangers who, you know, so I'm just... You know, strangers are fine too. Don't want to put that down.
Well, that's how they become friends.
Exactly. And that's what happens, especially with like the farmers market. Most of those people, you know, were invited if they fit in with
I mean,
the vision.
Did you know them before the farmers market?
Just through Facebook. Not really. I don't think I met them in person or just
So
word of mouth.
They were strangers then, but now they're friends.
Yeah, for sure. And everybody's just so nice and supportive. And Serena will be there.
Yes.
The lavender farm's supposed to come, which is rare because they've closed up shop, I think, for the year now.
Yes.
So she's got a lot of inventory.
That's
going to
good.
be,
because her stuff is lovely,
Yeah.
and a lot of us don't get up there.
No.
And then suddenly it's closed, and it's, oh, how did I miss that?
yeah. So I'm super excited, and
Yeah.
then applications are due by the 5th, so then I'll have a better idea of it all. Just because I'm a little bit anxious about it, but it's normal. It's normal.
I think that's appropriate. And is it anxiety or is it excitement?
A little bit of both. I got to make sure that especially like the crystal piece, like I want to make sure the crystals are going to be there, you know. So it's just when my friends are having to pull out because of surgery but I'm like, at least I know now. So it gives me some time to figure it out. But like those are like the really important pieces, not that everything's not important, but I got to make sure that those spots are filled, because Googling, what is important to have at a psychic and a holistic event, you got to do your research. That's definitely one of the key things. But there's going to be so much variety and so many very talented people. Yep. And then, massage and Reiki, and my friend Tasha will be there doing readings, and then Carmen Flynn will be there doing mediumship readings, which is out of her comfort zone because she's doing something different.
Right.
Then aura photography readings are going to be there too.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So I'm super duper
a lot of
excited.
things for people to explore.
Yeah, and it's free. The fair
that's
part
important.
is free.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the ticketed gallery event after, which I'm so excited for. It's going to be such a long day, Pam, because it's going to go until like probably 9. But
Are your kids coming?
Poppy really wants to sell something.
Of course she does. Of course she
But
does.
I don't know what that will translate to, because anything she makes right now, she just gives away to like her teachers, which is so sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
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 So we can expect your kids there.
At least I think Ella might show up, make an appearance. She's 13, and I think it could be kind of her vibe. She did go to a mom and daughter retreat.
Yeah.
My friend Michelle Wildflower hosts women's spiritual retreats right here in Newport, and there was a mother-daughter one, and Ella got to go with me to one in August.
Oh, that's neat.
Which was, she kind of stood outside the car for half an hour, didn't want to go in. Excuse me. But by the end of it, she didn't want to leave. So it's just going with an open mind, even if it's not your thing. Like, you can come out with a whole different, something. So Ella might show up. Poppy will definitely be there for part of it. Brad will probably be there for part of it. Luke, I'm not too sure. He'd kind of be like a tornado going through. So
Right. He and the kitten.
he might, yes. Oh, don't talk about the kitten. He smashed 3 planters in one swoop. He doesn't even care about the plants, just the smash.
That kitten's
Ollie.
got style.
No, I've never had a cat be like that. Knocked down some crystal towers. Poppy was pretty mad about that one. But anyways, yes, Ollie's famous now.
Yeah, well, that's sometimes the way it goes.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
But, cats are such a pleasure.
Yeah, he's something for sure. And speaking of plants, my friend will be there with a bunch of different types of plants that she's propagated too.
Oh, that's good.
Amber, yeah, I think hers is the Poor Witch's Kitchen, I think is what it is.
Yeah, again,
She's
from
been
the
to
farmer's
from
market.
the farmer's market.
Yeah.
So,
That actually, I must start posting this on the farmer's market page.
yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Susan will be there. Lunar Treasures is supposed to be there, still waiting on on an application. But yeah, there's a lot of people from the farmer's market.
That's great.
Yep.
As I say, I love seeing the market being able to continue. I wish we could have a real winter market.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But that's a lot for the farmers in particular, it requires planning and more than a year ahead so that they have products to sell.
Yeah. Oh, Judy just made me think of Judy's hot pepper jam. Sorry, random squirrel moment there, but it's so good.
Yes, it is. It's excellent.
Give as many shout outs as I can. Oh, and then Maple Hills maple cream maple cream is so good. Have you ever had that before?
Of course I have.
With pretzels?
Yeah. The great thing about being involved with the farmers market, it's my responsibility to taste
Try
everything.
Exactly. I'm funny. They do the tokens, right? So people pay tokens. Well, any tokens I get, I always just spend because I don't like doing the check thing.
Right.
So if I get a bunch of tokens, then I'm just go back through.
Obviously, you have to keep.
And we have to
tasting
get our freeze-dried bit of honeys from Madera Meadows. That was our every week. She saves them for us, a big giant 1 or 2 bags of those. So.
Yeah, it's such good stuff, and it's such a wonderful community.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what's so wonderful, seeing this as an offshoot in some ways.
For sure.
We unfortunately are out of time.
I didn't think we could make it this far.
Oh.
But I guess I can talk.
We could keep going.
I guess I can talk.
It would be really easy. That's the fun of doing this.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful opportunity to learn what people locally are doing.
Yeah.
And to see where it's going.
Yeah.
So probably in a year, when you're ready for the second annual event, it would be great to do it again.
Yes, for sure. It was awesome. This has been great.
And we'll all have opportunities to buy more of your wonderful artwork.
To try them out. Try them out.
Well, I'm testing.
You are testing one. Your energy. You're just glowing.
I'm
Pam.
test driving it.
Well, this one will be on sale at the event.
If it comes off my neck.
Yes.
Yes, it will. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
December the 9th.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be there.
For sure. It's going to be great.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Pam.
Thank you.